Hey, it's not bad, right?
I like it.
It's just something to get us through that awkward few seconds there where we're waiting on the live to start and go from there. So, anyways, all right, guys, welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for, dude, are you ready for this? November 1st,
Crazy.
2025. What has happened in 2025?
It gone.
Egon. Well, today we're going to do event updates, sellout crowds, a marriage, and new tracks being built, all on today's news. So, Mr. Eric White, hit that intro, dude. Let's do this.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. Again, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for November 1st, 2025. Dude, how much candy did you have last night?
Not as much as I would have expected. We didn't have as many kids as
What?
we used to. I feel like when my kids were little and we were walking
Mhm.
around, there was kids everywhere, and I feel like at least in my neighborhood, most of the kids are grown up, so it really wasn't a ton.
Yeah.
The last few kids that came to our house got lucky because my wife loaded them up with handfuls.
She's like, we're not keeping this here.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Well, we live on a street that has a lot of older people, a lot of not elderly, but older. And man, those folks love them trick or treat kids. So my youngest daughter, she is now 12, will be 13 in February. And so it's like her last time, right? We hit every house on the street. Every house, if they had a light on, she was in there. And dude, she racked up huge pile of stuff. But full size candy bars, bro. Like these
yeah.
people are giving out like. So one lady said, "We don't get many trick or treaters, so we just buy the big packs because that's what we like."
I mean, we talked about it. We She went to Costco yesterday and they were out of the full size ones. Otherwise, that's what she was going to do for the bigger kids.
Yeah. Yep. So next year I think we're probably gonna have like a party in the front yard or something like that. I don't know what we're gonna do, but like man, trick or treating was always fun. But you get to like 12 or 13 and just, are you too old? Are you too cool for it then? Like I
No,
say trick or treat till it's awkward.
yeah. I mean, we usually give the bigger kids more candy because there's way more things they could be out doing than coming around
Right.
getting candy. So I'm all for it.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah. Be driving around in your cool car, man. Like 16 years old, if I had a cool car, I should have been trick or treating instead of doing what I was doing. That's for
Yeah.
sure. All right, well, let's get into this thing today, guys. I'm Mike Narks. I'm your host of the news that you're watching this morning and the show that happens on Wednesday nights. Dude, the next show, crazy. We've allotted 90 minutes for Devin Vanderhoof because,
Ooh,
that dude, he can talk. He can talk
yeah.
wood. So we're
He,
going to cover a ton of stuff in it, but like that's going to be a good one. We've got updates on his S550 Dragon Drive build, the builds for Brian Goldstone, mullet, Cletus's mullet, all the stuff that went into all that. It's going to be crazy. Did you catch in his most recent video that he's working on Pumpkin Spice, the Motion Raceworks Fox body?
yeah, I did see a
So,
picture he
yep.
had posted.
Yep. Thought that was pretty cool. So I can't wait to hear the stories on that too. So, but anyways, what do you got going on, dude?
I'm Eric White, co-host of the show and news. As always, everything drag drive repeat related, circuit related. Haven't done too much with short circuit. You've been handling that one pretty well, but I have been working on the 6 summer photos. So
Mhm.
obviously, all of day zero is posted. Part one of day one has been posted, and I'll be posting some more today on part two of day one. So we got a ton of day one photos. So we'll be on those for a little while.
Yeah, I've been digging through looking at some of that stuff and dude, killer photos.
Yeah,
Killer photos, man.
I
It's
forgot how well they were until I started editing them, and then I was rejuvenized to go through them again because of how good they were.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, tell everybody else what else you had happen this morning.
Yeah, so Motorsports Paparazzi and 815 LSX Swaps are the channels that I run outside of Drag Driver Pete. And this morning, Motorsports Paparazzi just crossed 7 million channel views, which is huge. It's
Crazy.
it's blown 815 out of the water. I think just because we talk all the time, the variety of things that I can post over there, and we are at 4287 subscribers as of this morning, and 815 is like 4425. So it's really catching up with that one.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
should I show this thing I got in the mail?
Oh, dude, yes, please, please.
Check this thing out. How cool is that?
That's so awesome. I wish I had seen that email or had been a part of that cool kids group, like you are, because dude, that would be perfect for out here in the shop. You know, put that on the wall here from a podcast room and let people know, hey, for the one person a year that walks in when I'm on here.
Yeah. So at some point here, I'm going to have to. I've got a number of things through this program, so I'm going to have to put them all in a little group and take a picture, because I've got a pillow, I've got a robe, I've got 2 lamps, I've got a T-shirt. Like, I've gotten a bunch of stuff from them, so it's pretty cool that they send out things to their creators, and I've been fortunate enough to get my hands on quite a few of them.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, we got to get into this thing, man. We've been chit chatting. We didn't get our chit chat before the show because I was so late coming out here, so we didn't get any of that. Well, let's talk about our race car friends that are already in here making comments this morning. I want to say thanks to you guys for being here. I'll tell you, I've been working behind the scenes on some race car friends stuff that's going to be bad freaking ass. Hoping that I can drop it at or maybe before PRI. I don't know if I can get it in place there, but it's going to be pretty cool setup. I hope that we get all this put together. There's so many pieces that go along. Anyways, all right. And then thank you so much to our sponsors, y'all. Without these guys, we can't do this. Like, I want you to understand that. So if you're doing some shopping over the next couple of days, please hit these guys up. Summit Racing, of course, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, which is a great story here for AFCO. Somebody, and I feel like I failed AFCO because somebody said, I didn't know AFCO made radiators. So we got to do a better job of that. And we get on that. So they, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, who's had an incredible year, and Car Change 3D. I love you, Corey. Can't wait to see you. Hopefully, he's going to come down to PRI so we can hang out there. And then if you guys didn't know, Wolf Racing is going to actually be in our booth with us. They're going to have a display in our booth. PowerTube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds, all part of our program here at Drag Driver Pete, and we appreciate them very, very much. Dude, I don't know if you know this or not, but Summit Racing, their speed legacy began 1968. That's almost 60 years ago.
Yes.
It's crazy. They have 4 warehouses that are huge. They've put out more than 200 catalog editions with our boy right here shooting some cover photos for one of those and some interior shots. And I think you've been inside another catalog. Is that right? With the Mike Finnegan stuff?
It was the same one. Yep.
Same one. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, Summit fuels your passion. They save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Download the mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram for fun stories, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions like what you're listening to. SummitRacing.com, or click on our Facebook, and the top pinned post is an affiliate link. So if you click on that, it takes you right to SummitRacing.com. But if there are parts that are eligible, it will send us a little bit back. It's not very much. It's a small percentage of sales of certain parts. And so we appreciate them doing that for us. Appreciate their support of all of this. They've been pretty freaking awesome, man. It's been really cool to have the team at Summit kind of help us as we get to like a growth point where I'm very uncomfortable, which is where we're at right now. Those guys can kind of help either put me in contact with people that are bigger than us, or they just say, hey, suck it up, dude, go on, get at it. You know what I'm saying?
Channel 53 here saying I'm ready to go run somewhere. If you're ready to go run somewhere, you need some Summit Racing Crocs.
Hold on. hold on. We got to put you big here because those are freaking awesome.
They are incredible. Turbo spark plug pistons. You've got your 2-wheel drive. You got your 4-wheel drive ready to run.
It's hilarious. 2-wheel and 4-wheel. Sport mode. Sport mode. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I wish I lived close to a warehouse for Summit. It would make my life.
Do you, though?
No, I
Would you
probably
have money?
shouldn't. Well, you guys can find Summit. They're at both World Cup finals and SEMA next week. So they've got a huge spread at SEMA. They take a big whole display out there. They have cars, they have engines, they have all kinds of parts and all that kind of stuff there on site, and a whole team that's going to be at SEMA. And then at World Cup finals, Tommy Dupree and somebody else. I don't remember who he said the other day in our text messages, but somebody's going to be there with him. So make sure you find them at World Cup finals. Please. Justin Wiedemann's going to be out at SEMA. Jim Greenleaf, you'll be able to spot Jim from across the parking lot. He's like 6'7". And there's a bunch of people on the team that'll be out at SEMA. So definitely get out there and say hi to them at either one. And I'm not going to do anything for you except share your photo. But if you get out there and you get a selfie with one of those guys, please send it to us. Please post it up. Please tag us. We're going to kind of gather those up and then post them up next week. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. All right. Well, let's dive into some of this stuff. So, Dragon Drive World Champion points. We've talked about the top 10 the other day, but I did finally was able to take the time to work on the top 3 for 850 and the 10-0. So, top 10 Dragon Drive World Champion points holders before Southeast Street and Yeet and Drag Challenge. So this is 2 events left. This is the thing before that. So we got Bryant Goldstone and Randy Seward, not tied for the lead. Bryant is winning because of his average ET is quicker than Randy's. So both of those have 112 points. Lamar Swindell in third place at 105. Azim Sheik, 96 points in fourth place, followed by Mike Finnegan, Rovic, Dan Dinan, John Moore. Here's where it gets fun. Jay Grabiak, Mike Turner, and Jason King all tied at 83 points, but in that correct order. So I'm going to be posting this up after the show today, so you guys can go in there and look. I'm not going to put out the full list yet, just simply because I want to get Drag Challenge and I want to get Street and Yeet done up and all the math done out after that. So if you feel like you are close, if you're somewhere in the 70s, or I would say somewhere in the 60s, if you've won a class, you probably need to start looking at Street and Yeet to see if you could move into some of these top spots. So the top 3 in the 850 to 999 or 850 points championship, Randy Seward obviously has just completely destroyed that entire class. 112 points for him. So it has set records and won each of his classes at all 3 events that are eligible. Number 2, you ready for this? Mike Finnegan, bro.
Nice.
Like, I was like, come on, Finny. That's what I'm talking about. 94 points for him. 2 of his events, and this is where this is going to be important in just a minute, because 2 of his events are within the 850 to 999 ET range, which is part of the rule package within this. And that is going to come into play later in the 10-0 thing. And then Rovic, number 3 in the top 850 top 3. So Rovic with 92 points in there. Azim Sheik doesn't fit in there because he went too fast at an event. So he's not in the 850 because he only has one event that is a 9-second average ET, leaving out 2. But here's what's crazy. So he doesn't qualify for 850 to 999 top 3 because of the one event being too quick. But he also doesn't qualify for 10-0 top 3, even though 2 of his events are, 10-0 or slower, because he has a 940 average for his third one. So he's like in this no man's land, sadly. He's 4th overall in points, but doesn't qualify for 850 top 3 or 10-0 top 3. It's pretty sad. Yeah. So that's where these rules and stuff like that are really hard to write, because what we didn't want to have happen was somebody with a fast car once end up in the top 3 of an 850, but we also didn't want a fast car to end up in the 10-0 top 3 just because they ran slow one time. So
Right.
pretty interesting stuff. Lots of time spent there, but 10-0 top 3. Let's run through. Let's alternate between these. The leader currently right now, Mr. Mike Turner. Come on, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. 83 points for him. He is one of the only guys, one of 3 racers. I'm going to rewrite this article tomorrow because Rovic is also added to the people that have completed 4 national events in 2025. Missed that. Hot Rod Drag Week had put his last name wrong. So Mike Turner, 83 points, finished 2 events with 26 points each, and then finished 6 Smokies in second place with 31 points. So he has a 3-event average ET with the 8th mile correction of a 10.825. So big shout out to him. Second place, Jason King, who you just heard kind of tied for 9th place there. He's got 83 points. He finished 2 events and finished race week in second place in his class with 31 points. 3-event average 1176. So see, that's why Mike's ahead of him, because he has a quicker ET average across 3 events. And then in third place, are you ready for this one? Terry Scott, bro.
Heck
Terry
yeah.
Scott. Come on, man. Another guy that has completed 4 events in 2025. Obviously, we only take the top 3. So 81 points, finished 2 events with 26 points each, and then finished 6 Michigan miles, 3rd in class, which is worth 3 points, with 29 points for an event average of 11,823. How cool is that, man? So
Yeah, that's pretty
the
sweet.
guys that go to a bunch of events end up in these, top spots. Who knows? Who would imagine?
Yeah. And second and third there's pretty close with your average ET of 11.76 for second and 11.82 for third.
Yeah, I mean, if Terry went to Southeast Street Meet and finished second, oh no, actually, so this is where it gets hard, because Terry, 2 of Terry's events are 8th mile, so he can't count that. So he has to do well in his what would be his no, he's done, because Street needs an 8th mile event.
Yeah.
So we can only count 1 8th mile event. So he would need to go win a class at Street Meet to end up moving up. Like, he would need to win his class, so then his best finish, like his Michigan miles 3rd place, he would need to win or second place at Street Meet to move into the spot with Jason King, but he's going to have to go faster. Like, dude, it's nerd city over here, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
the shit I like. That's the stuff I like. So anyways, congratulations to those guys. Top 3 in the 10-0 is really, I thought this thing would, it's very hard to figure out, because there's a lot of racers like Jay Grabiak that have ran in the 10s, but he's gone too fast at one event. We talked about Rovic. We talked about Azim Sheik. Azim Sheik would be perfect, but he ran a 940 at one event. So maybe he can sneak down to Street and Yeet and end up just blowing these guys out of the water.
Yeah.
So, oh, yeah.
Yep,
Go ahead.
Yeah, 8th mile I prefer on vintage a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot easier on parts. And again, it doesn't cost anything for the Drag and Drive World Championship. And for some reason, I just kept adding to my brain damage by adding different things to track.
Right.
So anyways, that is your update. We will be awarding those points champions at PRI 2025. We'll talk about it in a minute. And then also, like, there's like 15 other things we're awarding down there. Toughest roadside repair, Road Kings, Drag and Drive ambassadors, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Talk to us about some Drag Drive Repeat updates.
Yeah. So you ready for this? The Circuit 2026 is 179 days away. Why do we do this to each other?
Dude, I don't know. It makes me so anxious.
Yeah. And registration for the Circuit 2026 is January 16th for returning racers, which is only 76 days away.
Oh my gosh, dude, that one is the one that makes me anxious, to be honest. For guys that don't know, Drag and Drive events have 2 events within them. They have registration day for promoters anyways. They have registration day and they have the actual event. Registration day is very, very important for us. So like that is like its own event in itself. Eric will tell you this. I'm that's what we're looking at. Registration, registration, registration. Let's have fun. Let's get people signed up. And then uh we can start working on, like basically showcasing the racers. But before then, you don't know who's coming. You don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. So
And then as we're doing the countdown here, PRI Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit is only 40 days away. How does that make you feel?
dude, it went my blood pressure just went up. Like I could feel it. If people are looking on the screen, my face is red. That's why.
Well, what's
40 days
cool,
doesn't seem like far enough away.
no, what's cool is after our show on Wednesday night, I put in a sample order for our once a year special edition stickers. So I'm excited for those to come in here. Hopefully in the next, I don't know, week or two, they can get those sent out and we can check those out. And if we like them, we can go ahead and get those placed so that we can have those. Remember, we do roughly 100 per day for the 3 days. The first 100 people to come up and ask for those stickers, we'll get them. Again, this is what our third year of doing them.
Yep.
So,
Kind of fun.
Yep. And then, of course, our big thing here is the Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing, room 235 at 11 o'clock. Again, that is Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, room 235. That way we can have the awards done. Your champions can walk around with their either trophies or belts or whatever they win, and it just makes for a great kickoff to the PRI event. And that will be live streamed. So for those who unfortunately won't be able to make it, you can still watch the show. But if you have the ability, please come 11 a.m. room 235 on Thursday of PRI.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I want to talk about one thing real quick here. Jesse Hazlitt asked, historically, has the circuit sold out? Yes. Each year we've gone big, since we've been doing this 2023, 2024, and 2025, all sold out. 2025 sold out in less than a minute. We allow returning racers and their co-pilots to sign up. So if you have a co-pilot that rode last year and wants to race this year, they actually get early entry and a discount as well. So by the time we get to early listers, I think we had 8 spots left that were going to be public last year to get through there. So should be, I would imagine, the same. We are still keeping it capped at 200 cars this year. And again, last year, less than a minute it took to sell out those final 8 spots.
Yep.
So we sold, 200, basically 192 spots before open registration even hit. So pretty awesome. Yeah, Chris, that's exactly right. Buy the race car, man. Buy the race car. So yes, get ready. It will sell out for sure. Okay. Let's move on. What's our last bit here? Oh,
the Mahle Motorsports toughest roadside repair. The last thing for PRI here. Submissions are open. So again, if you want to nominate somebody for the toughest roadside repair, you can head over dragdriverpete.com. There is a link for you to submit a form. Nominate who you want to nominate, give a little background on why you are nominating them, and then we go through all those submissions and we talk with Mahle and kind of go through and figure out who should get that award. So if you haven't done it and you want to nominate somebody, please head over and do that so that we can give out the Mahle Motorsports Toughest Roadside Repair Award at PRI.
Yeah, had a great one this morning. Had a great submission this morning. Great nomination. Mr. Phil Gullidge. That's, man, that dude worked hard all week at Drag Week. Okay. Short circuit updates here real quick as we go in to the last bit here for this is day count is now down to 6. You better get ready. Get your cars ready. Let's, load them up. Make sure you got everything packed. We're going to have a good time. We're at like 56, 57 cars registered, plus whatever will show up. So I think we're probably going to end up in that mid 50s or 60 car count. Alex Arquette is putting the pressure on Phil Balmaceda to come up and attend. So,
yes.
Yeah, he was asking people for Venmo. money. He's like, hey, if we cover your entry, will you come up? And Phil finally was like, yeah, fine. And so I think we're pretty close on the money. So if not, we'll see.
That's
Hopefully we'll
awesome.
get to see Phil Balmaceda come up next weekend. And then Route 66 Auto Museum, I didn't put the picture in here, but they're discounting the entry for us because that's one of our route stops. They're going to discount the entry to $8.50 a person. So they open at 10 on Saturday. So I would say if you guys can put an hour together, man, run through and talk to, look at all the stuff they got there, see all that kind of stuff. Plus, the first 25 people to take a picture. I'm not going to release what the item is yet. We may not even do it till that morning, but there's going to be something special in the lobby of the museum that if you guys take a selfie with it, you guys are going to get one of the museum decals. It's not like this big crazy thing, and it's a $2 decal, but let's help this museum as we go into 2026 and the biggest year Route 66 has seen in the last 100. So going to be crazy, but that's going to be something that's fun to do, I think, that morning.
Yeah, at $8.50, you can't beat that. So you definitely, if you got the time that morning, go hit Waffle House in the morning, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep.
And then,
First $500 of food at Waffle House is brought to you by Driven Racing Oil and Drag Driver Pete.
yep. So go get your Waffle House, go check out the museum. I mean, you're already starting up for an amazing day just with those two. So
Yep. Should be pretty awesome. All right, let's move into some Driven Racing Oil stuff, sir.
all right, Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether you're launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or even pushing limits in top fuel drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. It's compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting-edge race machines. GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for those flat tappet camshafts, while also solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. It's crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil. Enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. And you guys know drivenracingoil.com is where you can go pick up your oil or any other amazing products they offer. Use code DDR10 for 10% off your entire order. And check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil. You can see what events they're going to be at because these guys are at tons of events a year. If they're at an event near you, swing by, talk to the guys at Driven, and pick up some products on site.
Oh, for sure. All right. Let's talk about some cool event stuff going around the world, really.
Yeah. Yep. So right now we are in the final day of the Street Machine Drag Challenge. We're going to cover those tight races here in a few minutes, but it is their final day there today.
Yeah, and I think we figured out on Wednesday night their race. So they'll race. See, they're racing Sunday, so it'll be like this afternoon or tonight that they're racing.
Yeah. Yep.
Right,
It'll
so
probably be later, close to evening for us.
Yep.
And then next up, another Drag and Drive adjacent event here is the Streetcar Bragging Rights. This one is definitely one that I would love to attend at some point, but again, registration has opened for Streetcar Bragging Rights, which is April 15th through 18th of 26. So if you're interested in that, sign up because this is
one that's going to sell out.
Yeah. There's lots of drag and drive racers that attend this. So that's kind of why we include it in our event updates.
Yeah, and there's certain classes where they have to do some driving. It's only like 8 or 10 miles, but that's why I think you end up like Jeremy Ortiz won his class last year. Rich Guido, I think, made the trip down for this one. There's all kinds of just like I said, there's drag and drive racers galore at Streetcar Bragging Rights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is one that's going to sell out. Next up is Back to the Streets. 2026 is in the planning stages right now. I literally talked to Matt Lang yesterday, and he said he's talking to tracks in Ohio and Indiana to lock in dates. Kind of the same time frame. They're looking at what July, I think, is when they have June or July when they have the event. So they're looking at trying to lock in those dates. He said he wouldn't give me the tracks yet, but anytime he gets an update, he will let me know. on all of that stuff will be one of the first places that he tells. So I'm kind of excited about that. Back to the Streets. If the scheduling works, I think that's an event I'd like to go back to because man, 2023 was insane. It was so awesome just because it's a no prep drag and drive. You end up with tons of different kinds of cars than we normally see on drag and drive stuff.
Yeah, and it brings a different crowd into drag and drive, which is always a great thing.
Mhm. Yeah, Austin Sanchez is a great example of a no prep racer that drives around on 3 gallon fuel cell, stops every 20 something miles to put fuel in, and has won like I think the small tire every year or something like
Yeah,
that. So he's got a bounty on his head for sure. And then Buckeye Skips just released their class list. There were 2 classes in there I thought were super cool. We talked to him on Wednesday night, show 127, and we talked about how it came about, all that kind of cool stuff. We asked him what changes were coming, and he said a couple class changes they were going to do. So 2 classes stuck out to me. Fastest streetcar. What a hell of a name for your unlimited class, bro.
right. I
Why
like
has
it.
nobody thought of that?
Yeah,
Instead of
right.
unlimited, it's fastest streetcar. So I thought that
I
was
dig
pretty
it.
cool. Yeah. And then tailgate, that is a class that is really becoming a widely used class. He did say no SUVs in that class, but I think if it has a tailgate, it's good. Quickest pat or quickest average is going to be one way to win, and then also the smallest spread, like your kind of a DYO style setup on tailgate as well. So kind of following in the same themes as like a traditional drag and drive, but then also with an easy way for a consistent person to win.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
And then we're gonna do a little countdown here. So day counts until upcoming events. Street Meet only 10 days away, which we had Laura on
Mhm.
Wednesday night talking about Street Meet, which is going to be a great event. It sounds like they have a ton of fun. That's obviously one that I haven't been to. I know you have been to it in the past and always hear great things. So 10 days until Southeast Street Meet.
Mm. And then Devin's on Wednesday night for episode 128. So we're going to talk about that event as well.
Yep. And then are you ready for this? Sick Week, the first event of 2026, 92 days away.
Dude, people aren't ready to hear that.
92 days away. We're still talking about the remaining events of 2025, and yet Sick Week is 3 months away.
Mm.
So think about that. Like there your off season, if you go to Southeast Street Meet and are going to Sick Week, like you don't have a whole lot of time to upgrade your car. Like that
Mm-mm.
those winter upgrades or off season rebuilds and stuff, like
Yeah.
you're on a timeline then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. 92 days.
Yeah.
And just think of this, or 80 days if you're going between those. So that's been typically the off season. Think of this. You actually have more days. Well, go ahead and say the next one, and then we'll talk about this.
All right. And then obviously we mentioned the Circuit 2026 a few minutes ago. That is 179 days, which again is 6 months away. So
Yeah.
I know where you're heading. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, there's less days between there's less days between Street Meet and Sick Week than there are between Sick Week and the circuit.
Yeah. And the circuit is typically, I'm not going to say there won't be a new event coming this year or anything, but it's typically the next event after Sick Week.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, yes, yeah, with a huge car count. So we have Carolina Drag Cruise is before us by I think a week and a half or 2 weeks, and they have 60 something cars. So it's gonna be pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
There is no off season.
Yeah. There isn't much, that's for sure.
Yeah, Sick Week 92 days, man. I can't believe that. That's insane.
Yeah. So again, 53 events on the 2025 schedule, 17 are already on the 2026 schedule. And again, we're already talking about countdowns until Sick Week, which is 92 days.
Insane.
Yeah. So if you want to see
Yeah.
that full schedule, head over to dragdriverepeat.com/event list 2025, and you'll see the full list of 2025 events.
Yes, perfect. All right. Well, let's move on because, man, I've been chatty Cathy this morning into DeechWorks ad read, and then we'll go into some other fun stuff. DeechWorks is the leading manufacturer of high performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, rails, regulators, filters, lines and fittings, surge tanks, and pump modules, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 3,000 horsepower. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry leading customer support, DeechWorks continues to drive the future of high performance fueling. And you guys know, you hear us talk about it all the time. Jump over there, deechworks.com. Just screenshot this and then type that in when you go over there. Hit up Mark Campbell, talk to him, get your fueling system needs, and they also offer a 10% discount. So DDR10 over at deechworks.com. And then AFCO. This is going to be a fun one right here. We're going to talk about the drag challenge stuff in this one. So AFCO Racing racers know when you want performance that wins, you want AFCO. From shocks and suspension to cooling brakes and more, AFCO Racing has been helping teams go faster for over 30 years. Built by racers for racers. Check out the AFCO Advantage and follow them today on social media for the latest in performance parts. AFCO Racing, built to win. Hit us up. We'll get you in touch with our boy Eric Saffel. We're going to talk about some drag challenge. Man, I just keep wanting, I don't know what I keep wanting to call this thing, but it's not drag challenge. So drag challenge class leaders, again, they have one more day. This is always kind of fun to do on Saturday morning for a lot of these events that end on Sundays, because it kind of gives people maybe the chance to want to pay more attention to an event that they're not at, which is what we need to do as drag racers and drag and drive racers. We need to support these events that we don't race in. Okay. So I didn't know this until I read it yesterday, but they started actually in 2014 with Street Machine Drag Challenge, which would make them the second drag and drive.
Wow.
You know, we've talked about Rocky Mountain Race Week starting in 2015, Nathan Shaw's One Guy's Garage starting in 2015. As we've typically always talked about them being the second and third events to be hosted, but technically, as I learned yesterday, Drag Challenge was the second one to be hosted. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. Well, let's run through these pretty quick, and then we'll run through it, and we're going to do a full breakdown of the winners and close races that in with the final results on Wednesday night, episode 128 of the show.
All
So let's
right.
alternate through these, man. Hit it.
Yep, we'll start out with the DYO class. The leader here is G. Ackland with a .0112 spread. So that's pretty good. Second place is Daniel Grima at a 0.014 spread. And third place, Matt Carey with a 0.014 spread. So actually 01435, because second place was a 01400. So again, very, very tight racing there in the DYO class.
Yeah, 35 10,000 is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yep. And then these guys run a total ET setup, because this is so weird to me. They run one track for quarter mile, which is the start and end track, but then the other days are run as eighth mile.
It's probably the only event I think that does that.
Yeah, it's going to make it very interesting on the on how we basically put that in with the Drag and Drive World Championship. I don't know if I'm going to update all this stuff, or if I'm going to see if I can get the eighth mile times for everybody for day 1 and 5. I don't know how I'm going to do that.
All right. So first class here for this is Outlaw Aspirated, which is Michael Ryder with a total ET of 27.886.
And then again, going to be total ETs here. We're running Outlaw Blown, Alon Vela, 23.848.
And then the Radial Blown class is Brandon Zito with a total ET of 22.663.
Yeah, that's very fast. Radial Aspirated, which is a naturally aspirated class. Paul Wood currently leading that with a 25.396. Tight race for second. For the number 2 and 3 are separated by just 17 10,000ths.
That's wild.
Yeah,
very close. 235 blown is Tom Wright with a total ET of 25.772.
Yeah, and then move into 235 naturally aspirated. Louis Giannis, 26 255 with the best ET of 572. I thought that was pretty quick on a 235 being naturally aspirated.
Yeah. The next class is a 6-cylinder class, which is Anthony.
Yeah, Spadavecchi.
Anthony. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. Spadavecchi, 25.401 with a best ET of 5.42 out of a 6-cylinder is rolling out.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. 850 radial class, not 850 ET, but like 850 tire width. Brad Schreiber with a 25083.
And then a 9.5 radial. This one's interesting here. First place is Dave Carnell with a 27.979. But listen to these next few places. Second place, Alex Bird, 28.004. Third place, Kevin Cox, 28.006. Fourth place, Phil Dinan with a 28.012. And fifth place, Jim Spears with a 28.069. That right there from second to fifth is a very, very close race. So those top 11 in this 9.5 radial have a 28 something total ET. So it's going to be a close race for today.
Yeah.
That's going to be a class to watch.
This will switch up. I'm telling you, by the time this ends, because this is total ET, not average. So all Kevin Cox has to do to move into second is run 2,000ths or 3,000ths quicker than Alex Bird, and he moves into second.
Yeah.
Like that's how tight that is. That's going to be a good one to watch. Last class rounding out here, stick shift, Zane Heath leading that class with a 30.4, and then second place, 30.566 right in behind him. So another good class to watch there. That's pretty tight too.
Yeah. So a couple more statistics here. Quickest 8th mile passes. Brandon Zito leads that with a 4.932. Jason Kenny with a 4.936. So again, very close there. And then Mark Drew with a 4.942. So there's a top three there are 4-second passes, and 1 and 2 again separated very, very close by 0.004.
Yeah, and I mean even third place 006, that's crazy. Quickest quarter mile passes, which again day one we'll probably see these fall on day 5 or this last day of racing. So Mark Drew, a name you just said, leads the quarter mile passes with a 743. Brandon Zito after him with a 754, a name you just mentioned, and then a new name, Nathan Jehu, Jehu, with a 770 with a 3. So very fast, man. America's not just America is fast. Everywhere around the world is fast.
Right.
So pretty awesome. Good luck to all those guys at Drag Challenge. We appreciate all the cool shit that goes on over there. What I think is exactly what you said on Wednesday night. Just cool cars that are so much different than what we see here in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, thanks to AFCO for coming on board this year. They are a news sponsor this year, so Saturday mornings, but they are moving up to a show sponsor in 2026. So you'll see them and their segments on Wednesday nights beginning the first of the year.
Which is really not that far away, like we keep talking about.
Yeah, 58 days or something. Crazy. Actually, hang on. I think I've got my stuff out of order here. Yep. Let's do these. Let's thank some race car friends, then we'll jump into car chains.
All right. Appreciate everybody in here this morning on a Saturday morning. Again, I say it all the time, but I love the Saturday morning shows. It's just a great way to kick off your weekend. So appreciate everybody tuning in, all of our race car friends watching this morning. And again, our sponsors, we talk about it all the time, but it's true. We cannot do this without them. Again, we've got affiliate links. We've got discount codes. If you guys need contacts for any of these companies, please reach out. We will get you in contact. But thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performa-Built Transmission, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk.
That is for sure. All right. Back to car chains, because this is going to be awesome here. I can't wait for you guys to hear this. Car Chains 3D should be your first choice for custom printed 3D Parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality like he has done so many times with all of the other stuff that he offers. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift. Hey, we're getting into holiday season here. I didn't even think about that as I'm reading this here. He offers products you can't get anywhere else, like literally cool stuff. Like you can get keychains of their actual car, you can get hats of their actual car, but you can also get performance parts that bolt and snap in right there, just like they would want. CarChange3D.com on Facebook and Instagram, and CarChange3D.com for wherever you need your fun stuff. Like this one here for my C10 folks. Most folks don't smoke in their, you know, project truck anymore. You can actually get a Terminator X Max or Terminator X dash to go right in there, the little 3.5-inch dash, fold out into the ashtray. Thought this was pretty cool. There's tons of stuff for Fox bodies and C5 and C6 Corvettes and all the kind of cool stuff. So if you have a thought, Corey probably makes it. If he can't, he probably can.
Yes.
This is a fun one, man, because we've talked about tracks in the past and things closing, and that's always sad. Well, there's a new drag strip being built right now in the middle part of the country. McAlester, Oklahoma, which folks know if you've driven from Tulsa or Kansas City to Dallas, you drive right through McAlester. It takes you on Highway 69 just to like every time you ever drive. This is going to be right there off the highway. This is going to be freaking bad to the bone. 8th mile only, 660 feet of concrete, 1,800 feet of asphalt shut down. So nearly 2,500 feet of drag strip available there. Again, McAlester, Oklahoma, Southeast Expo Center. So they already have like a whole build out of like an expo center, like a fairgrounds type deal. Now they're adding this 8th mile drag strip. And I was talking to Tay yesterday, who is the acting track manager for this, to set up schedules for 2026 and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to tell you what I was talking to her about schedules for 2026. Wink, wink. Looking for a March or April opening date. And the first event, are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Being hosted by our boy, Big Mark Sorensen, who you guys probably heard of a small event called Outlaw Armageddon. Probably heard of that. Probably, yeah, that's a big one. Clash on the Concrete is what they're going to open the event with. So a legit virgin, no prep concrete drag strip is going to be opened with a no prep event. This is going to be insane. Get it on your mind. Crazy event.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
I'm excited to see new stuff being built. And I want to show you this photo here too, because it didn't just come out of somebody's ass wanting to build something, right? This is like a big deal. How about this? Look at the lineup of cars there. Like you guys see Hayseed in a lot of the stuff we put out at Tulsa Raceway Park. He's always there running like our midnights or no prep events. Same thing for Russell Freeman there in the white 5th gen Camaro there next to it, and just an entire slew of no prep small tire cars right after that. So this track is going to be heavily supported. I think we're going to see a lots and lots of races there. Based on the conversation I had with Tay yesterday, this track is going to be like, they want it to be really nice, but they also want it to be very, very active. So maybe an event in the middle of the week, maybe, tons of opportunities for people to race, because folks for people that don't know, McAlester is really close to the border of Texas. So for folks that live in that area, it's still like 120 miles to get to Tulsa, 130 miles or something like that to get to Tulsa Raceway Park. So anytime they went to race, it was 2 hours. No matter which direction they went, they could go 2 hours to Oklahoma City. It's like 120 miles to Ardmore, wink, wink. It's, 3 or 4 hours. It's probably 3 hours to Dallas to get down there to race at one of those tracks. So this is going to really create an opportunity for, this will now be 4 tracks in Oklahoma. 2 are 8th mile with Ardmore and McAlester. And of course, quarter-mile tracks with Thunder Valley and Tulsa Raceway Park. So, when you look at sick Michigan miles, could we have a, drag drive repeat Oklahoma? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just cruise around the state of Oklahoma in some cool race cars, hit tracks. So, a lot of stuff in the works. This is a really cool track. Looks like it's going to be run by really cool people.
Yeah, sounds like it. Jesse here saying that will almost fill the void left by North Star closure.
Yep. And we hate to hear about closures of racetracks, but a lot of it comes down to, did the owners want it? Did the managers want it? Did they stay too long? That really happens a lot of times. People stay in business too long and ride out any kind of momentum they can rebuild with, and then they just close it instead of selling it because the property's worth so much. I mean, you start talking about a couple hundred acres worth of drag strip and there's already stuff developed on it, makes it very easy for a business to move in or a warehouse to move in. So we got to keep that from happening and just, man, keep building these local tracks. So McAlester, Oklahoma, brand new drag strip being built right there. So that's the center part of the country. Had Flying H a couple of years ago finish up. Now we're going to have a new 8th Mile track in McAlester, Oklahoma. Man, just get out there, start, Oh, and SRCA, Great Bend, Kansas is going to be opening back up. They're working on all that track stuff. I meant to say that in a part of this too. Yeah, still pissed about Heartland Park shutting down. Yeah, Topeka sucks, but having Great Bend back will be nice. Another track in the middle of the country. So, we need to get some of this stuff back to the middle part of the country to get some really high level drag racing done here so we can have more stuff in the middle part of the country, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, McAlester, Oklahoma, good job to the Southeast Expo or Southeast Motor Speedway now is what's going to be called, and Event Center. So I think they have plans for a dirt track, mud bogs, all that kind of stuff. They're going to really turn this into a facility instead of just a drag strip and expo center.
I dig it.
Yeah, I'm ready. So bring it on. Big thanks to Corey and all he does for us here at the at Drag Driver Pete. If you guys, I'm serious, if you need anything 3D printed, Corey is the go-to guy to do that stuff. He has scanners and you can see all them. This is an old picture here, but has 40 something machines set up and running in the office that he has there. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already done those. Yeah, Tom Bagley here says I might have to do 1.0 to get Great Bend. Take that off my list. Yes, man. That's Rocky Mountain 1.0 is on my list for 2026.
All right, well, let's jump into the Motley Motorsports section here. Attention, high performance racers and enthusiasts. We talked about how short the off season is. So if you need pistons for your ride during this off season, check out the Motley Motorsports Power Pack Piston Kit, which is your ultimate solution for power pack performance. What sets Motley apart? It's their forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride today with Motley Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Visit motleymotorsports.com for more details. And for those podcast listeners, Motley is spelled M-A-H-L-E.
Man, and not just supporters of the brand here, but also Dragon Drive racers.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's do some community stuff, dude. This is where I think this is my favorite segment, to be honest. Probably most of the time is the community segment, because this is like everything. This is like regular life for some people. So hit it. Let's do it.
All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
Big shout out to Harris for doing that ad read for us a little over a year ago. Dude, he's got a booth at PRI too.
Yeah, we're gonna see him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, Trevor Brandon here saying, I missed the start, was in Buc-ee's on my way to World Cup. Hey, if you're going to miss the show, Buc-ee's is probably the place to be at. And on the way to World Cup, good luck. That's going to be a ton of fun. I wish that was another event that I wish I could be at.
Yeah. We need to see if we can become like Summit employees for the weekend or that week of World Cup. Because, dude, that's an event on my list too. But it can't be doing it now. Oh, man. Matt Lang, good morning from Disney.
Just when I say the place to be was Buc-ee's, Matt Lang comes in and says, no, how about watching Drag Driver Pete at Disney?
No way, dude. There's no way.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tom here saying 50 minutes in a Buc-ee's is a short trip. You're not lying.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to know how many people have magnets from across the country of Buc-ee's. Like,
I,
always
I've got
get
a
when I
pin.
go in there.
I've got a pin somewhere in here.
That's right. All right. Well, let's jump into this thing, man.
All right. So at Street Machine Drag Challenge, we had somebody get married, which is kind of cool here. Alicia Teal and Jason Pollock of Drag Challenge are now married. Alicia is one of the names you'll recognize year over year from that event. I believe it's been 7 events in a row that she's attended with the black Holden 4-door. It's came a long ways in those past 7 years.
Yeah, I think when we started this, I think she had done 4 at that point, and that was one of the first things that I noticed was like she had done more than anybody or something like that. And that car, I think, started like in the 13s in the quarter mile. I think it's now running like 9s or something like that. I haven't done all of my research on drag challenge stuff, but pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah,
So
definitely
congratulations.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we just talked about, wedding last weekend on the show with Alex and Nick Taylor. And now here we've got Alicia and what was it, Jason are getting
Mhm.
married or are married here now. So a lot of racers getting involved, which is super cool.
Yep. Yeah, pretty cool. Congratulations to them.
Yep. And then one of my favorite things from yesterday was these photos right here. The Grabiacs. I mean, what better costume than to go out with your Spirit of the Smokies helmet? And I believe that's a magazine bag turned into a trick or treat bag.
Maybe a swag bag, like what they use in the like to put your merch and stuff when you buy it at the
Oh,
event.
yeah, that could be too. Either way, big shout out to the Grabiacs here for going out with their Spirit of the Smokies hat or helmet. This is, I definitely got a good laugh out of this morning. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's it makes me jealous. Now I want a helmet.
Yeah, you and everybody else that attends a sick
Yeah.
event,
Yeah, you and the other 1,500 people.
right?
That's cool. Well, listen, Drag Illustrated, I know that Wes gets tired of me sending shit to him. But dude, it when things like this happen, it only makes it worse for him. And I think that's why he doesn't post everything I send. But Drag Illustrated asked for a few stats this week. Kind of on Drag and Drive, he watches the show, listens to our stuff, sees our stuff, and is just blown away all the time about how much comes from the Drag and Drive community. And so I sent him over some things, and he took what I sent and posted this up. He said, "What started as a handful of diehards on Hot Rod Drag Week back in 2006, he said he's going to correct it to 2005, has exploded into one of drag racing's biggest movements. In 2025 alone, 48 Drag and Drive events will take place across the US, Canada, Australia, Sweden, and the UK, with nearly, are you ready, 3,800 racers hitting the road. This isn't a trend anymore. It's a full-blown revolution."
That
So,
is awesome
yeah,
and accurate.
yeah, well, and the reason, the reason I sent him that stuff was just I was getting ready for PRI. I was making my notes and putting numbers in, and it just blows me away, dude. Like, that's crazy, and that's 3,800 unique racers, not total racers. Like,
Right.
there's 3,800 people across the world that are going to be taking place, going to be racing in a Drag and Drive event. It's
Yeah.
just so freaking cool.
And to take that one step further, it's not about racing in the event. It's about 3,800 people taking their hot rods down highways and through small town. I say small town America, but obviously you can't even
Yeah.
say that because of all the events we got. But taking it through those small towns, like that's really what it's
Yeah.
about is driving those race cars, from track to track. And just, we talk about it all the time. There's people that drive their race cars for 3 minutes over the course of a weekend or an event, and these guys are driving them hundreds of miles in a
Mhm.
weekend. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I appreciate Wes and the team over at Drag Illustrated for even not blocking me at this point. So thanks to them.
So back to some Street Machine Drag Challenge stuff. This was posted by Dan Smith. His post said, "Not the way we expected our week at Drag Challenge to end, but very grateful to walk away from this situation that could have been so much worse. Car had an intake backfire that was strong enough that when the burst panel blew out, it had enough force under the bonnet. It sheared the bonnet pins, then went back and smashed the front and side glass. Ended up with two popped front tires. Trying to pull up blind and sideways was exciting to say the least. A deadly reminder to always wear your safety gear and when you're racing and how fast shit can go wrong."
Dude, look at the hood on this thing.
Yeah.
Like it is laid back.
Yeah, it popped and then formed around the car.
Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find Dan Smith.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I 100% agree with what he's saying there. Put your money into your safety gear. Like, I know we always want to buy go fast parts and make our car faster, but situations do happen, and the last thing you want to be is lacking on some safety gear.
Yeah, for sure. And I can't see the car number, but he must be a co-pilot or somebody from the track or something like that. So, but you can see here, like, so sometimes when hoods come up, you have a little bit of gap there in the front windshield to be able to see. Dude, there's no gap.
No,
Like, there's no way you could have seen when you're driving along with that car.
no.
Whew. Yeah.
So
He
again,
peed my pants a
safety.
little bit.
Yeah, safety, safety, safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom here saying that's rough. Congrats on getting that stopped without hitting the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you're just completely blinded, and especially like at night, it's gonna be just completely black in there.
Right.
Just gonna see lights coming by the side. All right, last up, dude. World Cup finals sold out completely. No, if you don't have a ticket, you can't get in. Like they're
Yeah.
not selling tickets at the gate or anything. So they posted up. World Cup Finals is a sellout crowd for all 3 days. This is the 5th consecutive year of being sold out, and we have been warning everyone for the last 2 months with email blast, posts on social, and our website. Mark your calendars to buy tickets next year. They go on sale September 1st at noon. Please put that date and time in your calendar because we sell out earlier and earlier every year. Do not wait until the last minute to buy tickets. This is awesome. This
Yeah.
is so awesome. I made a post. I shared their post yesterday. Uh, for the people that think drag racing is dying, you're just watching the wrong drag racing. Like it's it's badass, dude. We are living in the golden years of drag racing. We're gonna look back in 50 years and go, wow. I hope I'm alive in 50 years to see and maybe it'll be better then. I don't know, but it's freaking awesome right now. But like we said earlier, Tommy Dupree and a few people with Summit are at World Cup Finals. Y'all, please, please, please go by there and say hey, get a selfie with them, tag us in the post when you put it up. Let's show them some real support. This is an event that they worked hard to get involved with. Like they were actually out for the first like 5 or 6 years of this event going on, and a vendor spot opened up and they took it. So I'm glad that they did. Summit is a huge part of drag racing in general, the car community, all that kind of stuff. So go by and say hey to Tommy and the team over there at Summit, at the Summit truck, and send us a picture. Tell us what's up. Tell us what's up. All right.
Absolutely.
Again, thanks to Howard's. We appreciate them and all the support they give us. Luke B is awesome. He hand delivered some stuff to the Prices a couple weeks ago for Sheila's Dream Wagon. You guys will remember that.
Yep.
All right.
All right, moving on to one of my favorite segments of the morning is the Found on Racing Junk. You guys know Racing Junk is the official buy-sell partner of Drag Drive Repeat and is your go-to destination for everything from race cars to trailers, engines, and more. So we got a couple good ones here this morning to wrap out the show. So let me pull these up. Here we go. So first one here, a nice little S10 drag and drive truck, only at $23,500. So just did a quick look at this. Seems like a pretty good deal. This is in what do we got? Manhattan, Montana.
Perfect for some Big Sky. Oh, dude, it does have a Big Sky Race Week.
Yeah, you see that? It's got a Big Sky Race Week sticker across the front windshield. So
yeah, save that link. We'll send it to Austin.
Okay. So here, scrolling through some pictures. Yep, you can see Big Sky Race Week 2024 in there. So it looks like a very well built, nice looking truck for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So tons of pictures here. I'm going to kind of scroll through them fairly quickly, but obviously that looks like a motion shifter there with cup holders. Just throwing that out there. Got the cup holders in there.
Streetcar.
Yep. So chassis cert. Obviously turbo LS there. So yeah, we can probably talk and find out kind of where this truck finished and all that stuff from Austin. So I like the paint job on it. It's got that kind of
Yeah.
like old school drag truck. That's what Lost Creek Raceway there.
Wow.
So
Sweet.
going through here, it's got an 850 cert. It's got Kirky seats, a motion racework shifter, wing, steering column, painless harness, twin Aeromotive pumps, 340 in tank, a Terminator X, fiberglass hood, bumper and dash, VS Racing S488 T6 turbo. It's got a Holley high ram and a Holley throttle body, Bosch 210 injectors. Obviously a bunch of stuff here, some BTR stuff as we scroll through here. Ford 88 with 737 gears or 373. Wow, I really botched that up. So again, very, very cool truck here. It doesn't say anything about what events it's been in, but obviously we can see that it was in Big Sky Race Week. Again, it's a 4.8 LS. So I think just taking a look at that 23.5 seems like a pretty fair deal.
Yeah, I mean, damn. Like that parts list is worth more than that.
Right. So
Wow.
very cool.
That's good.
Somebody
Yeah.
that's
Don't close
in
that one out. We
area.
gotta send that one over to Austin. That's awesome.
All right. And then the second one here, this one was kind of cool, sticking in that same price range. 1962 Plymouth Savoy street strip car for $24,000 here. And this one is in Henderson, Nevada. So this one was kind of cool. Definitely a little old school, which I kind of dig that. So old carbureted.
Naturally aspirated Mopars, man. Hey, some people are into that stuff.
Yep. Keep carbs alive.
Yeah.
So tons of pictures here. This, I would say it's probably not quite ready for a drag and drive. I don't see a cage or anything in it yet, but it would be on its way to being a fun car to be built.
Oh yeah. And dude, I mean, listen, let's be honest. If it's, Mopar stuff probably has a ton of torque, and it's a 30 over 440, so it'll do burnouts. Like, if it runs 12s or 13s, it's still fun.
Oh yeah. So yep. So this car is a sleeper except for the exhaust sounds, and is a very consistent bracket car, not a show car. Perfect for what you need to convert to a drag and drive car. It's got fiberglass hood, fenders, and bumpers. It's got the typical body filler. Like you said, it's a 30 over 440. Custom diamond pistons on NASCAR Hemi 706 con rods and a 6-back crank, 10-7 compression ratio. Tons of, Mopar stuff here. Stealth or Stealth. Is that Stealth? Aluminum cylinder heads from a 440 source. It's got NASCAR 6-valve fuel pump and a NASCAR style cowl induction hood. Hoosier DOT soft treaded rear tires have great traction on the strip and good in rain. Obviously, great for driving on the street. Goes through the quarter mile in second gear at 120 miles an hour. Will run 1150s right off the street.
Hold on. So car has a 742 case. I guess that's probably a rear axle. 293 rear gear. Bro, come on now. Let's get some gear in that thing, man. Damn, dude.
Yeah, so goes through the quarter mile in second. Third gear is used for driving to the track.
Boring.
But again, 1150s, it's right on the border of needing a cage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So what's the point? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you might as well throw a cage in it and turn it up.
Yeah.
And turn it up, putting a gear in it is probably going to
342 gear be the first thing I'd put in that thing. Yeah, that's a great find, dude.
Yeah.
looking for the Moparians that watch all this stuff. That'd be great. When 24,000 seems like probably a pretty good deal. I mean, I don't know much about Mopars except that they're expensive.
So those are the found on Racing Junks for today. Definitely thought it was kind of cool seeing one that was in Big Sky Race Week. So obviously, anytime that we can find one in the drag and drive category that Racing Junk has put together for us is always great to see. That that car has been through an event and it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great finds today, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Send us out.
All right. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in this morning. Appreciate all of our race car friends here. Again, we can't do it without you guys. All the comments and everything on the photos I've been posting. That's what helps me keep editing more of them when I look at the remaining photos and see that I still have 3,500 and some odd numbers of photos to edit. So appreciate everybody tagging each other. That's huge. Make sure when photos get uploaded, as you look through them, if you know a racer, please tag them so we can get more people seeing all these photos. And again, our sponsors, we talk about it all the time, but it's true. We can't do it without them. Thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmission, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. Again, we will see you guys on Wednesday night for the Devin Vanderhoof show for 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty wild.
All right, we'll see you guys then.